Hey everybody, Michelle here. I'm Michelle Sizemore, Creative Memories Advisor, and today you'll learn how to make these flowers using the Cyclic Circles Border Maker cartridge. And I also use the 12-inch trimmer with the decal blade right here, the yellow blade. And that's pretty much it. And I used cardstock and I used some little embossed gems. All right, let's get started. I'm going to make a pink flower to demonstrate how this works. This has everything in it that I used for this project, and I didn't use all this. I just grabbed a bunch of the colors of scraps. And these little dots they're like a little epoxy dots, and they came from a collection of spring flowers. It's we have these things where you can build flowers, and these go kind of in the center of them, or you can use them for anything else you want to. But I just, whenever we have these in a collection, and because we have random collections that have these in them with different colors, I save them and keep them all together for things like this. Okay, so let's start by punching out some pink circles with the Cyclic Circles Border Maker cartridge. First thing I need to do is have a good clean edge, because this crooked edge is not going to work in the Border Maker system. So I'm going to just get a good straight edge on there and throw that away. Then I'm going to put this pink cardstock in the Border Maker cartridge paper holder. I'm going to pull this out, pop it in place. It's the tray for the paper. Put the cardstock in here, line it up with all the edges, close my magnetic arm, pop this in place underneath, put my cartridge in my cartridge holder, snap it in place. The metal pieces need to stick out. And then you put your cardstock right here, match up your notches, and then you'll feel things fit underneath, and punch. Pull out gently, plop it back in place where your notches match, it fits together underneath, and punch. And do that all the way down. Now you have a row that you can use. We're just going to use the circles that come out of this for this border, but you could use this to make a border. You could trim it with your trimmer right here to make it about as wide here as it is here, so that these are centered. And then you could mount this on a color of paper, like maybe yellow or green. And then you could fill in with your dots. You could punch different colors and fill in different colors and have a cute border. Okay, so let's set that aside. And now I'm going to punch just a little bit of green. In fact, I don't need much green for what I'm going to show you. You can use this as a standalone punch if you just want to punch a couple of things, if you don't need a row. So I'm just going to put my cardstock in here and punch it as if I would a punch, and just kind of get some random green. I just need a few greens. Okay, I've got a lot of adhesive stuck on my table. I need to clean that up. Okay, now one more thing before I make my flowers is I need a grow of green to be like the grass on the bottom, and I'm going to cut that with this decal blade. So I'm going to open up my blade holder by just popping that little thing up, take my blade out, put this in curvy side down, and close. I want to cut this to be about 1.25 inches, so I'm going to line it up at the 1.25 inch mark right there. Follow that grid line all the way down to keep it straight, and make sure it's straight at the top. I moved a little, there we go. And cut. So now I have an edge that's kind of like a jagged edge that looks a little bit like grass. Or I think it does, more than just a straight edge would. Okay. Here's my sample. So as you can see, this would be the grass right here. And to get my leaves, I literally just cut a little circle in half. I just look at it and kind of try to get the halfway point. Okay, and then let me show you how to get your stems. You just want to cut a little tiny skinny strip of green, and the way I'm going to do that, there's a left hand side dotted line and a right-hand side dotted line, your blade always comes down the left-hand side dotted line. So I'm going to get a really skinny strip. I'm going to line this up at the right-hand side dotted line and make sure it's straight all the way down on that right-hand side dotted line. Straight at the top, and then just cut. And oh, and I forgot to move my blade. How many times a day do I do that? Let's start over. Let's get a straight blade. So I need to get a good clean edge. Okay, now I'm going to do that again. I'm going to put this on the right hand side dotted line, maybe just a little bit shy of it, like tiny bit, barely to the left of it. Let's see how that looks. That might be too skinny. That's pretty skinny. Wow, it got stuck up in there. That's a little too skinny for a stem, so I'm going to do it a little wider. Oh, I've never had that happen before. Here we go. That's weird. It just got stuck up in there. Oh, I think it got caught between that little clear thing. Okay. Well, okay, now I am going to measure it to where it's like right there on that green dotted line. Exactly. And then I think it's the perfect width. It moved on me. There we go. Make sure it's straight at the top. Yeah, that's good. I like that size stem. Or you could go somewhere in between, whatever you like. Okay, so that's how to get my stem and how to get the leaves, just by cutting a circle in half. Grab a piece of white cardstock. So I'm going to mount this grass down, but I'm going to not put tape runner under the top just yet, because I want to be able to stick my flower stems down in there. So I'm just, for now, I'm going to put a little tape runner all across the bottom and line that up at the bottom of my cardstock. You could also do this like on light blue or, you know, whatever you like, or a patterned paper. I think I need to come over to the right just a little bit. Yeah. Okay, so there's my grass. And then to get my flowers, let's just make a pink one. I think I used 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. So I'm going to put a little repositionable tape runner on the back here and just kind of decide where I want them to go. Let's say about right there, and put 1, and then just sort of layer them. I'm going to use this for my adhesive so I won't get it on my paper. Kind of like this. I'm going to be generous with the tape runner on the back so that it kind of makes it like a sticker. And let's do 2 more. Might have to move these a little. Yeah, they need to come up just a little to give me room to put my flower stem. You know, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's 5. So that's good. And I'll put a gemstone in the middle. I can figure out what color I want. Let's try yellow. That's cool. Yeah. This one has purple, so it's just whatever you like. I might do purple. That's not really bright enough. Yeah, that really shows up better. Okay, and then I'm going to cut my little stem. And put some tape runner on the back. Again, the repositionable tape runner. And then it makes it kind of like a sticker. I'm going to tuck this under here and tuck it under there. You could put it down first. It's whatever you like to do. And then here are my little leaves. This is such a cute and easy thing to do. And it makes that Cyclic Circles border, that's a mouthful, border maker cartridge very versatile. You can do a lot of things with it besides just make a regular border with it. Okay. And then the leaves, I would kind of not put them perfect, like kind of put one up a little bit and one down a little bit. If you don't want it to touch the petals, you can do that. And there you go. And I would just alternate my colors and, you know, make a border. This would also be cute just to have like 3 little flowers in a corner and then have your pictures over here or whatever you like. You could also use decorative paper, like little small subtle prints. I wouldn't use a busy paper because you wouldn't really be able to see it, but it would be pretty with some little small floral, no, well, not floral, but just some kind of small pattern. But anyway, that's a good use for the Cyclic Circles Border Maker cartridge. And I hope you like that. And I love to play with my Border Maker cartridges and think of out of the box things to use the scraps for. So this is one of the best ones because there's so many things you can use circles for. And I'm actually going to make another video in a few minutes with some more ideas using those. Thanks for watching. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Bye.